Rated G, rated PG, rated PG-13, rated NC-17, and rated R are certification marks owned by the Motion Picture Association, Inc. This podcast has not been rated or certified pursuant to the Motion Picture Association, Inc.'s film rating system, nor is this podcast authorized by, endorsed by, or affiliated with the Motion Picture Association, Inc. Welcome to Everything Gets Berated, where we talk about everything other than indie horror, and sometimes indie horror. I'm Amferny.
What is up, everybody? I am Brian with a B. I put damn it in my name this time, too.
You did.
And then with us for, I think we had to beg him. But Eric Hart is with us also, going to be taking part as many times as we've met. And he's still agreed to it, man. So I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm Eric Hart. I've been in a few movies with Tom Devlin at Plan 10 Studios. So I'm actually really happy that you guys invited me on. I'm really excited to be here. I watched this disturbing behavior, and boy, I got some things to say about that.
Dude, it was fun. See it again. When was this movie made, Anthony?
1998.
Really?
I did some deep research on this movie.
What the hell? So I was a sophomore.
More so than I ever needed to do about this movie. At a certain point, I was over-researched.
It feels like 1998.
It does.
Dude.
This is like the precursor to those early 2000s, everybody's beautiful, hyper-glossy horror films where story doesn't matter, but we're almost going to show your boobs. So people,
there was a boob, though.
There was a boob.
There was that titty.
There was a sneak away, one that just boop.
Everybody's got frosted tips in this for some reason.
Oh God, this
I know, right? And look at me. I'm trying to get my hair back to being black, and so it looks like I freaking have frosted tips. So
before we realized Lance Bass was gay.
Dude. All right.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, we're talking about 1998's Disturbing Behavior. This was directed by. Hold on, I wasn't prepared for this part.
Ooh.
I know. I got caught all unprepared. Caught
on the hype.
I know.
It has the sheriff from Sonic in it.
Oh yeah, the
names.
Yeah. So directed by David Nutter. He is a longtime X-Files director, which he wanted to make an X-Files movie for teenagers.
What?
Let that sit with you when 30 to 40-year-old people were watching X-Files.
Dude.
Stars James Marsden,
the sheriff from Sonic.
The sheriff from Sonic, and a lot of other things you probably have seen. Katie Holmes, every teenage boy's fantasy in 1998.
She was all right. She was banging. Yes, never mind. I take that back because there's a note in here that I put in about the goth chick versus the blonde girl.
Oh yeah. There was a very close 1-2 there. Nick Stahl as Gavin Strick, the very, very drug-addled teenager. I was frightened for him, but he was also in Terminator 3.
Dude, it took me so long watching this movie, and I was like, God damn it, who is this kid?
Yeah.
I could not figure out.
Was it really Terminator 3 he was in?
Terminator 3, he was John Connor.
That's why he looks familiar.
He's John Connor, yeah.
See?
Connor.
Who was it? Steve Railsback as Officer Cox, who is the only police officer other than his deceased partner who works all day. He was also the voice of the trucker in that Paul Walker Chase movie. I forget the name of it right now.
What?
Candy Cane.
There's a truck, Optimus Prime?
No, it's and but yeah, and my favorite character, the janitor.
Janitor was great.
William Sadler, he's a hell of an actor.
Doesn't he also play another slow person in a different movie?
He might have. He does this alarmingly well.
A little too well.
Who is like? We just did a movie, Ma.
Oh yeah,
Ma.
What?
We talk about Ma. You know that woman, the mom in Ma. Every role that she's ever been in, she plays mentally retarded person. When she was in, she's something. She's
Don't hold back,
banging though.
Brian.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when she played the other sister or something like that. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
her. When she played in that Dusk Till Dawn. When she was in that movie with The Usual Suspects, right?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Every movie that she's in, I'm starting to think that maybe, she's not acting.
I don't know if it's the fact that she's not acting. I just think she is that creepy in real life.
Dude,
But, I mean, no hate towards her. She does a really good job.
Yeah.
But I that movie Ma, I mean, it was good.
It's really good.
I really did. I think it's I think it's just a middle age crisis movie. I mean, it just shows you what you shouldn't be like in your 40s. I mean, it goes out. I mean, goes hard, but
Yeah.
definitely a decoming of age story in my opinion.
It's so messed up. It's like, what'd you do this weekend? Hung out with a bunch of 18-year-olds. What did you do? Like, what a nerd. Right?
But we are talking about disturbing behavior. So
Yes, we are.
Anthony, what's your gist of this?
My gist, since you guys are going to, okay. So basically, this is about a doctor who moves to a small town to put implants in people's eyes.
Oh, really? You're going this route?
I am.
All right. What the fuck?
And turn them into the model citizen and model student, only to create murder monsters with moral problems.
They don't like sex, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. So my gist is basically there's this dude whose brother killed himself. So the parents moved to a different town, and there's nothing but these virgin ass roid freaks there. And then the parents think it's a good club for their son to join. So after they see them literally kick his ass, all 30 of these people, the parents are still like, all right, that's cool. And then finally the janitor saves the day, which has never once been said in any movie or in real life.
I love
you
this
gotta
janitor.
get those rats turned in, that quarter rat,
Like, can you recycle rats like soda cans? It's like, all right, give me a rat, I'll give you 5 cents.
It's a quarter a rat, right? Because apparently they have a rat problem.
I think it's okay in LA. I mean, it's full of rats.
God, dude, I think New York. Okay, who's worse with rats, New York or LA?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm from New York, so
I heard that those rats in New York are like the size of chihuahuas.
Yeah, they're the size of cats, man.
Good God!
You can keep one as a pet, I think, legally in New York. I mean, New York and California both have the same law set, so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they're pretty hand in hand. Dude.
All right, Eric, solid with the gist, or do you got a different gist of the movie?
I think it's on par with you guys. I mean, yeah, it's doctor moves to a small town. Guy has his brother kill himself. They move, and I just think these parents make some pretty bad decisions. I mean, you see these modeled kids, and you hear these stories at these meetings that they're telling. And they say, oh, well, he's getting violent with people who are not in the club. Yeah, let me sign my kid up for that. I just want my kid to get violent. Hey.
What if that was part of the initiation, though? Was they had to get jumped in? And so that was the part. They just left that part out of the movie. They're just like, all right, look, it's going to get down for a hot minute. But after that, he's in the group, all right? And the parents are like,
it's not a chip at all. It's just a gang association. You got to beat up these kids, and then you're in.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So was it me, or the opening credits start going in, you could barely see the names? I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Okay, so that wasn't me?
No, I actually wanted to talk about it. I actually have a note in here that says talk about the opening credits. I thought, for the tone of the movie and what it actually was, the opening credit scene was just jarring. And it was it was long, it was drawn out, and the music didn't make any sense. It was sleepy time music, do 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 do. And then it was like boom, boom, boom. Like, gee, okay, yo, okay, I get it. All right, yo, chill, I get it.
Like we're in it.
I think what it's supposed to be is we are inside somebody's head when they're getting this eyeball surgery to, become a better like person or whatever. And you get these flashes of light in their face. But like what you're talking about, so the little backstory here, there was a 115-minute cut of this movie, almost 2 hours.
God damn.
And so like the scores came back and they were like, cut this, no scene longer than a minute, speed it up, like, and so it was a fight between the director and the studio telling him how to make his movie. And so you get the teenage stuff and then this weird X-Files stuff, and it doesn't go together.
Now that you say it was directed by what same guy who did some of the X-Files or did the X-Files, I can definitely see the correlation between the two, because X-Files did a lot of that crazy sci-fi kind of openings like that, and I can, with your opinion on that, I definitely see that. I definitely do see that, but I still think it was really unnecessary. I thought they could have done a better opening.
They could have.
Dude. And then the opening scene, just a little bit, was God, this is gonna sound really creepy when we talk like this, okay? There's some high school kids that we were watching get down in a car. Like, what the fuck? So, first off, they chose the shittiest place to get down in a car, okay? When I was younger and I didn't have to pay for cars, I vowed that I was going to hump in every single car that I ever had. And I kept that promise. And, there were some times where I had to like lay the trunk down in like a Camry. Then it was like a full like queen size bed type of thing, a truck and everything like that. But really the guy's in like the driver's seat and she's like, all right, let me get on that dick. And you're just like, dude, how? There's a like switch position, go to the passenger seat or something. Right. And then he's like, I can't do it. I need my fluids. It's like, come on, bro.
Oh my God.
Dude,
yes. Fluid boy.
Dude, when I was fighting, that was the shittiest fucking 2 weeks, because our master's like, hey, you guys do not get down. Where it's like, what? Like, no, like we should probably release this. He's like, no, you guys need to bottle up that anger and testosterone and then release it during the fight, telling those people where it's like, really, like my younger brother was into sports and like, there's always like the football people and like everything like that. It's like, you don't do it for a week. You're just like, does it really help that much? But then, not to, completely embarrass myself like I always do, when you finally do get to, get down, it's like, okay, I'm done. Thank you. And you're just like, God damn it. And it sucks, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the girl was clearly a keeper, because even though he's like, no means no, Bill Cosby, she's like, I'm sucking that now. And then he fucking Steven Seagal's her ass. And you're just like,
I figured, he's like, his eyes got real red as soon as she started getting down and dirty. It's like he went full Terminator, like, I must save my fluids. And just
that's
went
all he could say.
Terminator, dude. I think it's funny that when the cop shows up, they're like, holy shit, you just killed this girl. He's like, I needed my fluids, and shoots the cop. Like, he's the fluidinator, dude. Like, he's straight up.
He needs to release those motherfuckers, and then he wouldn't have killed. You need to release them. You don't need them, bro.
I agree. I mean, like, he was sent back and tied to save fluids, not John Connor. Like, and then you got Gavin. Gavin's up there watching this whole thing.
That's the creepier part. Sorry.
Your top Saturday night function is going out somewhere to watch people have sex in a park. Like, that's your Saturday night?
Dude, I was going to ask this during when we do Ma, but was there a place when you guys were in high school that you went to go get down?
Yeah, it's your parents' basement.
Okay, so your house.
Not somebody else's.
What I'm saying?
What's
or
up?
outside. Not somebody else's or outside. You don't go to nature.
Dude.
I mean, like, where are you gonna go? I mean, like, it's like you're a teenager, and that's another thing I'm gonna talk about here in a second, the teenager aspect. But I'll get to that when I answer this question here. But where am I go? Where else are you gonna go as a teenager? Not every teenager can afford a car, so it's like, what are you gonna go down the neighbor street and finger fuck Sally, Susie Rottencrotch over here?
Like,
down
hey, you want to go up?
neighbor, I see you're mowing your lawn. Oh, hey, I'm just fingering over here.
Dude, like that's I feel like every movie, they're like, oh, you guys want to go to Makeout Point Rock? And you're
I
like,
think that's what it was supposed to be. Was like Lover's Lane or whatever the version is now from the 50s.
Is it really Lover's Lane though? Like when everybody knows it's Lover's Lane, like what are you gonna do when John shows up or Sally and you're like, I thought I had this tonight. No,
right?
You guys have it? Oh, my bad.
That's the mess up thing, you know, if like you're leaving them, because I don't know, like I think it'd be super weird. Like I personally like cold toilet seats because I know nobody's bare ass has been on them. But if I turn the corner to go park and I see like you guys leaving, I'd be like, I know they just got down with their significant others and they're, you know, do you want to do this, babe? She'd be like, just get the fuck out of here. All right. Like, could you imagine like driving up and you're like, hey, that was Miss Carlton from fucking high school. You're like, what the fuck was she doing up here? And you know what she was doing up there. You only go up to these fucking rocks and shit like that to do one thing, and it's to get blasted.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think if we will learn anything from Phantasm 2, is that blue ball makes you kill people.
Oh, great.
So here, what is it? A PSA? You know, help a dude out with those blue balls, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you know, HJs, ZJs. If you got to ask, then you can't afford it.
Rim jobs.
Any kind of full release massages, you know?
you got a massage parlor up there just full off.
Right. I would open up, dude. I would 100% go up to Lover's Lane, Makeout Rock, and open up a massage clinic. And then when somebody rolls up there like on a motorcycle, I'll be like, come on, bro. You're not here with a partner. Go over there.
You want
like,
the half hour or the hour? Which one?
Yeah. So then, did you guys notice that when James Matterson, or whatever his name is, when they were on the ferry over there, the dad was talking to him about how nice the town is, and James is like, like giving him the meanest stare down.
He's supposed to be that, you know, the shitty kid that didn't want to move, and now you're ruining his life by making him move somewhere. And I get it.
I told Kane that my first words to him after, like, hey, son, I'm glad that you were born. I love you. But if you ever fucking mean mug me, you're done, bro. Like, that's it. So when he was like an hour old, I was like, mean mug me. I double dog dare you. And I flinched at him when he was a baby. And I've never had to tell him since. You know, he's never mean mugged. I feel like I've done one correct thing as a dad, and that's not getting mean mugged by my own son.
I did something right as a dad. I mean mugged my own baby when he was born. You know, I was
I
like,
let him know.
Hey, what are you gonna do, huh?
Yeah, you can't even feed yourself. What a loser, you know.
Damn.
But I also love it. Like in all these movies, the same with this one. They move into town and they get in like late at night. It's like, you got to get to bed because you got school tomorrow morning. Why? You fucking, as a parent, we always tell our kids don't procrastinate. But yet these fucking people moved into town and then in 7 hours, you got to go to school. When did you register for school? When did you fucking go school shopping? When did you do anything? Okay, good luck tomorrow. Where's your fucking bus stop? Where's your fucking school?
Did anybody actually notice that in this movie that none of the teenagers actually look like they're supposed to be teenagers? They all look like 30-something-year-old adults or 27-something-year-old adults. And it's like, why is it that in the 90s movies that we always watch, every time you see a teenager, they're like, hey, what's up? I graduated like in 1980-something. What's up? How you doing?
That should have been 21 Jump Street. They're like, you're a 40-year-old man. Your badge is showing.
There you go. Yeah. 21 Jump Street.
I think for the most part, I didn't really realize or recognize it really bad until James was pulled into the office later on and was talked to. Because I was like, man, he didn't play. This is not really messed up. Like, he doesn't look like a teenager, you know?
No, he
it's the
doesn't.
same
Like,
age
at
as
some
these
point,
room.
Eric, you know this. You've been in the game long enough. At some point, you need to update your IMDb from being able to play these age characters to now these age characters. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I definitely know.
if
They,
I like colored my hair and like shaved, like, I think I look a lot younger because I don't have facial hair, you know? And I've got like a baby face still, but I don't think I'd be like, all right, put me in high school. He's like, Brian, I know you have 50-year-old eyebrows, even though you're only 40. Like, somehow your eyebrows are fucking aging twice as fast as you.
I
Like,
could probably, with my size, I could probably pass as a high schooler, maybe just a little bit, but I think it's pushing it. Maybe
fucking
in my 20s.
Daniel LaRusso's like 24 years old when he was in Karate Kid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Poor guy.
So did he do Crossroads before or after that? I just don't remember that.
Dude, I don't know.
I know I liked it. I just don't remember when I watched it. But that's a random question.
No, but
So
I did like
Karate Man, not Karate Kid. If he's 24, I mean, geez.
Seriously.
Dude.
But William Zabka was probably just as old as him.
I think Chosen. Yeah, I don't know, man. But I was because we were looking up because we finished watching Cobra Kai, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, that's a 24-year-old man, and like he looks like he's like that's not a compliment. Like, oh, when are you gonna hit puberty? What? What are you talking about? When are you gonna get those things fixed on your shirt? Oh, that's your arm. You didn't have any biceps as a 24-year-old man. Like, when did your biceps grow in? Like, it's a normal muscle, I think. But watching this movie, dude, I did like miss high school, you know, because like it was super. I loved going to high school when I was younger, but I never ate lunch in high school. Like, we had an open campus, so fucking when it was lunchtime, we'd all leave and go. But apparently in this movie, everybody stayed there and ate lunch, and you're just like, what? And they did the whole thing of that gang over there, they're the Goths. That gang over there, there's this. There's this, you know. And they start.
I actually wanted to talk about that because that actually was like I grew up in New York. My lunchroom was just like that. Like,
wow,
you honestly had a lunchroom that looked just like how they were doing it.
Was yours closed campus?
No, it was well, I mean, like, it wasn't like a college where people were walking around. I mean, you guess you could say it was a closed campus.
No, so like lunchtime, when it was lunch hour, everybody in the school had lunch at the same time.
Oh,
and so
no.
Everybody would just get in their cars and drive off to go to lunch, and be back by, you know. So that was open campus. Was that there is a lunchroom, but you can leave and go to fucking McDonald's real quick or Subway or fucking something. You know?
No, yeah, we couldn't do anything like that.
So then that's different, yeah.
So my school was just like this. You had like your motorheads and your jocks and your skaters, and I think I was part of the skater crew, and sometimes I was part of the kind of the jocks, but it depended on what season I was in for my sport. But for the most part, did anyone else notice that lunch in this movie was like 5 minutes long?
Yes.
Like, he just sits down, opens the sandwich, gets told about these groups, and then they're like, "Hey, Bell," and he's like, "Oh, I guess my Subway just waits. I guess I'm not eating fresh today."
He was like picking at it like little pieces, and he ate like 3 small bites of whatever was in his hoagie.
Because they were talking too much about the fucking gangs in the school,
but
you
the
know.
Part that,
and then
like jumped out to me on
the conversation was only like 4 minutes, maybe, then like 2 minutes, and then the bell rings.
But like the part that jumped out to me with this was like the whole teenager exceptionalist thing. They're like, there's all of these groups and we're none of them. And it's like, we're individuals. And it's like, no, you're not. You're,
you know what? I this might be controversial to say, but I got I got the Columbine kids vibes from these guys.
Yes.
When UV walked in with that trench coat on, I was like, "Whoa,
Here
okay,
it
hold
goes.
on. Here we go." Like, and I'm actually gonna say something because it's funny because I said that's the first thing I said when they came in the scene was like, "Who are the Columbine kids?" And then later on, Gavin just when we get
Pulls
to
out a
the
gun.
scene, pulls out that handgun and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot my parents." And I was like, "Whoa, okay." I was making a joke about this, but I really didn't
Dude.
expect you to really take it there. Oh, okay, we're really going there. So,
I got the feeling when they were doing that whole scene of this, that Gavin's supposed to be like the bad kid from like the Breakfast Club. He's
oh
gonna be
yeah,
like, look at this. You know what happens when you spill a gallon of semen in the garage? And then he fucking shows like the cigar burn on his arm, you know?
he's the average 4chan redditor.
But like, so we're meant to believe that he just like smokes a little bit of weed, but like if you look at that picture he shows later, he's like Andy, Robbie, Waylon in this picture, and it's like they look like they're in a fucking opium den.
Dude, there's full-blown cocaine on the table in that
There's
picture.
cocaine,
you're telling
marijuana, like
Dude, that was all of my fucking parties in high school. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, fuck, man, maybe I should shave and then move to like fucking Kansas and be like, yeah, I'm 18 years old. I just moved here, you know? Like, if I could just redo my senior year again, I gotta be fucked up, you know? And then
you're gonna be that guy that ends up on the show that catches Predator. They're gonna be like, you might want to take a seat.
Like, why are you here? I'll be like, hey, I'm here to hang out with Ma in her basement. Have a seat. Did you bring the wine coolers? I'll be like, of course I brought wine coolers, bro. Who doesn't bring wine coolers to a fucking party?
We're going up to make out, lookout rock to make out.
I'm like, Suzuki Samurai up here. It only sits 2 people, but we're going to try to get down in as many positions as we can. What the fuck?
My friend Gavin's going to watch in the woods.
I brought him along, but he needed to leave because it's only a 2-seater. Like, he's going to go up there. Yeah, so then I thought it was hilarious because then James leaves and there's 2 jocks that are picking on somebody, but they have the nicest manners ever. Oh, yeah, like, oh, you think you're cool, Anthony? Fix your tie. It's just a little bit crooked. I'll fix it for you. You know, and you're just like, aw, that's why. You want to tie your shoe too? Huh? I don't want you to trip at all.
Why can't we do your homework? Let's help you with your homework. Like,
exactly. You think you're trying to do anything?
Mind if I iron it out?
You have an A. I'm trying to get you an A+, bro. You got a fucking problem with that? You know? And then they there's this scene where they're at like dinner, you know, and I was like, I would love to be at that family dinner because somebody brought up like the dad dying or something. Yeah. And that stupid girl's like, hey, I had a great grandpa who died once. And they're like, okay, well, dinner's over, so you can fucking leave. Like, what the hell? Like, if you're like, if all of a sudden I was like, hey, I can't come over and record tonight. Like, my brother died. Oh, I had a great grandpa in 1806 that died. I'll be like, that has nothing to do. What? That's not even the same fucking what?
I know, like those 2 aren't equal, but I get what they're going for here. Like, they're trying to show this repressed grief that the parents have. Like, if we just never talk about this is like a very like 50s to 70s thing. Like, if we never talk about this, we never say anything about how sad this is, we can just move on and shut it out.
Yeah. You're not ever allowed. He's like, just take it, bottle up, and put it by your ball sack and fucking let it fester.
Irish.
All right.
And then they always do the same trope in every movie where the kid is like, oh, we don't want to talk about it. I'm just going to get up and leave the table. Mom, screw your mashed potatoes. I'm done. Gets up and walks.
I'll take my dessert in my room.
What I don't understand is, do you not eat that night? Did you not eat? Like, do you go to school hungry the next day? Like, oh, you come back down later when the camera's not rolling? Like, what do you do? Like,
bring it up to my room, Mom. Don't tell Dad though. Reheat it. You know.
But obviously, the father never mean mugged his Steven when he was a baby. He mean mugged the fucking shit out of his dad. So I mean,
I need to put that on our website. As soon as your child is born, you either have option A, I love you, or option B, I dare you, bro. Like, those are the two options when you have a kid. Either I love you or I double dog dare you. There's nothing. There's that movie where the person puts a ball over here and puts a samurai sword over here. And like, where the baby crawls to is what that baby's life decision will be. He will be either the best athlete or he'll be the best martial artist. And I was like, I should do that, you know? But then I flinched at him again. And he's like, oh, okay, never mind. I remember that. When I was born, you flinched at me and said, hey, I dare you, bro. Yeah. But
apparently Steve's dad needs to take lessons from you because his son's out of control. I mean, obviously.
I know, man. Because then fast forward and there's the super hot goth chick and her ass is up in the air, fucking in the back of her truck. And you're just like, all right, that's, you know, and he keeps calling her trash.
Oh,
and then
Gavin calls her Rachel Cook's rich white trash, which still don't know what that means.
Yep, I don't know, because that truck clearly wasn't fucking, you know, like, did you guys like party? Because then they're like, hey, let's go do something, and they went out partying during the week. Did you guys go to parties during the week in high school?
Let's go buy beer. And it's like, you think that there's like a plan to this whole beer scheme, but then they just go to the gas station like, will you please buy us beer? And they're like, fuck off. It's like, dude, there was no plan for this. Got it. Okay.
They're not even going to like pull a McLovin and be like, I heard they put more hops in this.
Did you guys ever do that gas station thing? Hey, can you buy me alcohol?
Never.
I never did, no.
I never did either. What the fuck?
Like, this was a thing in 80s.
Did you really do that shit?
I guess so.
I guess. I never really needed to worry about beer because my dad worked for Budweiser, so there was just constant beer coming to the house. If I ever wanted beer, I'd just be like, I'm going to take beer. But I never really was a fan of beer growing up, so I never really wanted to drink.
Me either, but we always just had I was born in a religious family, born and raised in a religious family, so we didn't have alcohol at all. But what do you call it? For some reason, we were able to go to houses and they just have liquor there. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. And then on top of that, what about, did you guys date in high school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, date in high school versus have a serious relationship in high school. So the question that I proposed from this one was that, did you guys ever date outside of your, quote, clique in high school? Eric, you said that you would consider yourself to be a skater. Did you ever date like a fucking preppy girl in high school or go out on a date? You know what I'm saying?
No, I dated all different types of
all right
girls. I was friends with everybody. But the thing is, like, you get, you know, you gotta lower your standards to higher your average. So, you know, like, you gotta go around and get as many girls as you can in high school. I mean, like, you gotta up that average. But you know, I see that. No, but I dated a lot of nice girls, and actually I ended up with my current fiance right now is actually was my high school sweetheart. So it's funny. Funny. I've had serious relationships and just dating non-serious relationships in high school. So I've had it all.
Yeah, no. I think for the most part, it was after high school, you know, because I started going into different cliques and stuff like that, you know. I had a serious relationship through high school and everything like that, but I was super, extrovert, like friendly with everybody, friends, they were talking to everybody and everything like that. But I had a serious relationship for like 7 years or something like that, you know. But after that, I was like, all right, here we go. There's goth chicks, there's fucking emos, there's dude.
I would like a big bad goth mommy. I'm not gonna lie, like, that sounds fun.
I've heard. You know, but
you've heard.
so then to prove my point about the blue balls and everything like that, they're still at the gas or the
at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Which,
And all of a sudden,
yeah.
Chug.
oh,
Yeah,
Chug. Yeah, which it took me a second. I had to watch it a second time to be like, are they saying Chuck? Or are they saying
Fuck
Chug?
no. As
They're
soon as
saying
they said the one time, I knew they said Chug.
They
So I
said
was
Chug.
like, fuck this guy. You know? Chug is at the supermarket. He starts thinking about them goth titties and fucking goes into full rage. I did too. Like, I flipped my couch because I was like, God damn it, goth titties. And I flipped my couch over. And I was like, oh, wait, this is just a movie, Brian. Like, what the fuck? And then he beats everybody's ass in the fucking supermarket.
Isn't it over like milk or something like that? Like,
The stoner dude ran into him. So then he smashed his milk and grabbed the guy by the nose ring and pulled it out.
yeah. All because
Dude.
he saw some skin on the goth girl. Like, she's like, oh man, she's got that back skin going between her butt and her boobs. I gotta get mine.
She has skin on her body somewhere. Dude,
Oh
that's exactly what the fuck. And then he whoops everybody's ass. Like, he fucking started Wolverine throwing people in the fucking grocery store.
Didn't
Yeah,
he
like, wait a second, like
the dude into the the meat aisle?
Like,
maybe it was symbolic for slapping your meat. I don't know.
Dude, see, if you would have just done this, kid, then it would have been all right. Like, I was in like really good shape in like high school, but I couldn't pick up another human and throw them fucking 6 feet across something.
That's what I'm telling you guys. These guys, they're not high school students. They're just Terminators brought back in time to save the fluid.
They are.
They're fluid
savers.
Even now, as an adult man, I don't think that I could go back. Like, I can't go to fucking high school and I'd be like, hey, who's the hardest fucking senior in here? And I'd pick him up and throw him? No, I can't do that. Like,
well, yeah, you probably should. You'd probably go to jail.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, who's the senior? Me. Are you 18? Yeah. Okay, I'll fight you then.
Okay,
and
well,
then
that's
do
different.
it. All right. But then the next scene is they're like in some fucking boiler room and their fucking janitor rolls up out of the gutter and he's like, hey,
yeah,
y'all
my favorite character.
Dead body? Like, what the fuck is this janitor doing? With a rat in his hand and shit?
But so this is when he comes out the first time and he's got that radio and he like flicks the rat poop at Steve and goes excreta.
Dude, it's so fucking. So when we were in junior high, okay, my brother went to a sporting event and his jacket was lost. Okay, his jacket was lost. 2 weeks later, the janitor was wearing it. You know who you are at fucking,
Am I part of the crew now, guys?
You know who the fuck you are. And then the sad thing was that you can't go up to that janitor and be like, hey, motherfucker, I want my jacket back. Because then the kids in junior high would be like, ew, was the janitor wearing that? So my brother just lost out like a $200 jacket. And this was like back in fucking, goddamn, 96, And we knew it was his because we used to have this radiator and the jacket sleeve like touched it. So it had like the melt mark on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it couldn't be, no, this was mine. Really? How'd you get that melt mark?
I got it to the radiator.
Dude. He stole my brother's jacket, And then by this point, also in the movie, did you see that all of the closed caption, no curse words were allowed? Like when they were calling everybody Peckerhead was a fucking popular word back then.
Yes,
it was. It would caption it to putty or pudding head or putty head. And you're just like, okay, so we're able to see people being murdered, but don't curse,
Yeah, and don't think about sex because apparently those two things are naughty.
Yeah. What the fuck? So then there's another scene where fucking there was that bad kid who was arguing with the teacher near the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's like destroying his car because now he became Yeah, he became like a good kid, and you're like, why are you destroying your car? Like,
Which, I mean, we didn't say how he got there, but like,
I
go ahead.
sorry, I wanted to say something about that now that it's on my mind. With him when he said that, did anyone else get the vibe of you guys ever go on Craigslist and you're just like, I don't know if I want to go do this deal, and then
Yeah.
and then like you show up and you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have shown up to this deal. That's what I felt like when that kid shows up to the boat yard. And he's like, hey, you got those Mustang parts? And it's like, hey, through that, you're gonna get your ass beat. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I should do this Craigslist deal.
yeah.
Which
And then they're like,
I
oh,
think
okay.
he was like supposed to have bought a camshaft or something, because like we don't see it on the car and then we see it, and that's what they knock off the car.
But I don't understand why. Why did they have like the entire school? If I was like, Eric, Anthony, what are you guys doing after school? Oh, I've got some homework. I got to go to work. Fuck homework and fuck your job, bud. Let's go watch this guy fucking destroy his fucking car. Oh, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Maybe
and
it's
then the
part of
teacher,
gang
like,
affiliation. Like, hey, if you beat your car up, you're in the gang. It's like, oh, okay.
right? But then they were like, you know, like
I mean, is the car evil? That's a really nice car. You don't
on
have to
Super
destroy
Troopers. Remember, Super Troopers are like, hey, eat this bag of weed. He's like, all right, like, eat this bag of shrooms. He's like, all right. And the cop leaves. He's like, you ate about $100 worth of weed and then like another $80 worth of shrooms. Like, you're going to owe me about $180. He's like, what the fuck? Like, I did it for you. You can't, you know what I'm saying? What if there's like, okay, you beat your car's ass. Can you give us a ride home now? Like, what do you fucking do? Does his insurance cover his stupid ass doing that shit?
I just want to know what high schooler has that kind of money for a car like that.
I know. That's a classic.
These
Dude.
kids are rich, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? You know, like, you know how well, I don't know. Again, if I put my kid after, okay, goddamn, let's think about this, okay? Your kid needs to get his ass whooped by 30 people, and then he's in this gang, and then they destroy your car, and then he's in this gang. Like, what the fuck else do I got to do? Like, at some point, parents need to be like, it's okay if he's like a fucking B student. He doesn't need to be an A student. Like,
Yeah, really.
he'll be all right.
B's and C's
You
get
know?
D's.
And you got to think about it. Like, these parents are well aware that their kids are joining this blue ribbon gang because, like, they're signing them up for it. So it's like, did your parents pay for that car or did you pay for the car? Because you're going to go home and your car's all beat up. If my son came home with his car all beat to crap, I'd say, dude, what the fuck? I got to pay for that. Are you kidding me? You're not going to pay for that.
Yeah.
Say, that's the only car you get, bruh. Like, do you not remember when you were an infant and I flinched at you? That also
I mean mugged you that one time.
That also includes destroying my car. You know? Like, what the fuck? No. And then they go to, like, the cool spot was, like, the yogurt shop, and Chug's there. Like, he didn't get arrested. He didn't do any time or anything for fucking up the grocery store and those people.
No, apparently Fluid Boy, I think his name is Andy Gavin, freaking not Andy, Gavin, what the heck's his name? Chug. All these people are not getting arrested for all the crimes that they're doing around this town, and the cops are just like, oh, I guess it's cool. But how dare you be past curfew? We're gonna arrest you.
Right?
Oh yeah, they make a big deal about curfew for some reason.
You can murder another cop, but you can't come out during curfew. How dare you? You devil.
You can murder a cop, but you fuck get shitty SAT scores, I'll murder you.
Oh,
like,
we're mean-mugging the fuck out of these kids.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to get a job at the nearest hospital and be like, hey, let me know. Let me be in the maternity ward. And I'll fucking...
Do you want Brian to mean mug your child?
Hi, are you like me? And you want your kid to not mean mug you?
Call 1-800 mean mugger.
Step around to find out, little kid.
Gavin tells James that all those kids used to be bad like him.
Which is where is where that most ridiculous picture comes out, and it's like, because this is right after Gavin finds out he's the next one, because that whole meeting like is one of my favorites. Like they have these really funny one-liners. It's like he goes to show him how evil this group is, and it's like if we what is it? If we do the bake sale in conjunction with the pep rally, we're selling cookies at the time where school spirit is at its highest. And he's like, yeah, this is really evil. Like,
dude. So fucking nerds, man. And the parents are like, oh, well, you know, and what do you have to like? Here's another thing. She's like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'll snitch you guys out in a heartbeat. Like, unfortunately, if I knew that there was a gang that would get my kid to be better or something like you guys, but then you guys like beat me out to it, what's stopping me from going to the police and being like, hey, guess what? There's a gang that is going to do this to children and does this, this, and this, and I didn't get picked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They had that meeting, and they're just like, all right, we got one more, like, we got another, what is it, submission from a parent.
Candidate,
yeah. You know, and the parents are like, ooh.
This procedure cannot be cheap. Like these parents are just signing their kids up. It's like, oh, go ahead on this weekend program. How much is this weekend program? A couple grand? You don't start going like, you know, maybe I shouldn't send my kid off to this program for like a couple grand, you know?
I mean, I'm assuming it's free considering they're doing it in the darkest, nastiest dungeon operating room you've ever seen, and they're still trying to perfect it.
Well, I
okay,
mean, like,
so
they got the whole staff, though. What are these staff getting paid? Nothing? I mean,
I guess,
like...
what, like hopes and promises that this becomes a bigger thing?
I guess.
You're like, all right, if my son survives the operation because he's going to get gangrene and fucking staph infection and probably AIDS.
Being in that room.
Right? I'll be like, are these new equipment? No, this is number 30. So this is the 30th time we've had to fucking use these same goddamn scalpels and everything to go. But I guess you want to get an STD because everybody's fucking virgin still.
We use the same sanitation as Las Vegas. We don't clean our operating rooms before you go in. So you're safe.
Go in with the leaf blower and just blow it all out, and then you're good to go. Right? Yeah. So then Gavin turns, and then everybody's in the lunchroom, and Steve is James Madison's name. Steve.
Yeah.
He like gets his ass handed to him by all the jocks for the first time. But it was so funny because during that fight scene, everybody gets up and leaves, and then like the jocks like close the door and everything. You're just like, wait a second, you know.
I was expecting him to stand up during the fight and just eventually just go, I am Steve, like the Minecraft movie. Like
it felt very Shakespearean in the way he gets beat up. It's like his friend grabs him, and it's like I was waiting for like, tu brute. Like he just like knees him in the stomach, and then he falls over. It like doubles over like dramatically, and it's like this doesn't happen in actual fights.
No.
You know why? He fucking kneed him in his stomach, and they're just like, all right. And they gave him a Letterman jacket.
Yeah.
Like back in my day, you had to like play sports to get a Letterman. Otherwise, I'd have like fucking 50 Letterman jackets. What if every fight you get into, they give you a Letterman? You know? Like, oh, this is when I fought fucking Carl. Oh, this is when I fought Mike. Oh, this is when I caught Steve. This is when I fucking...
It's Pokemon badges.
You do. You get your whole alphabet across your back. You know? Like, all right. That's the thing.
You get a badge every time you win a fight. Like, oh, I beat the gym leader. Give me your badge.
But you have to fight somebody with their first initial of that letter. So if you just kept kicking the shit out of Carl, you'd have like 13 C's on your jacket, you know? And then that one kid, Yusuf, who only has the one U, he just gets his ass whooped by everybody, so that way everybody gets the U on their jacket. Like, that's fucked up, man.
You imagine being in a big school. What's today? I got beat up about 15 times today. I got 20 tomorrow.
What if they're like, you know what sucks, though? Is being jumped doesn't count. You have to fight them one-on-one. So that kid's like, oh, fuck, I got a long day tomorrow, Mom. He's like, it's fucking, they're up to the letter L. Like, it's pretty soon it's going to come to me. Like, that's so fucked. And then the blonde chick, like, she's not even that banging, dude. The goth girl is so much fucking hotter. And then James walks by the yogurt place and he sees Gavin and them. And, like, he turns all sad. He's like, oh, I used to like yogurt.
I used to like yogurt. I just feel like this movie, they just slowly try to get to every single person like they can, and I was waiting for eventually Steve to just hit the right realization that he was gonna eventually get it, and he was just gonna go, they're gonna get her, and then they're gonna get me. Oh my god!
Yeah,
he needs to hurry up and hit it before she turns, you know. But then Steve and the mentally retarded janitor watch a porn together, and they become best friends. And the janitor does the officer doofy thing where he's like, "I'm not retarded," and like he fucking like disrobes, and you're like, "What?"
Well, yeah,
like,
because what is it? Steve finds his Fahrenheit 451 book, because apparently that was the height of an intellectual reading in the 90s. Was Kurt Vonnegut.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I thought that actually that was a really good plot twist.
It was.
He wasn't actually retarded. He was just playing the role so he wouldn't get targeted by these blue ribbons. I actually thought that was extremely smart on his part.
Or you could take your PhD that you got in college and move to just a different town down the road and live a normal life and be married and have family, wife, and kid.
Let's get on the ferry.
Or
have the hero to save the day. I mean,
or play a retarded janitor who steals kids' jackets and fucks with mice all day in a sewer. You know,
I mean, you can't forget he's a banging DJ because he carries around those radios. So
where does he keep getting those radios from?
He's got like 1 million of them at the end of the movie.
Oh,
it's like a wall of radios.
I'm pretty sure he's just a thief, dude. Like he just keeps crawling downstairs into the P. Diddy tunnels and then going to all these people's fucking houses and stealing radios.
He's just a DJ, like DJ. We're gonna tear it up, you know, like fucking, like he's just over here trying to do the DJ thing as a janitor, you know, DJ janitor, dude.
Like, hey, there's a pretty big pile of puke, fucking Joe Dirt. Go over there. You gotta fucking pick him up. Can I play some
sick beats while I do it?
Dude, it was chili dog day. So anyway, so now the blonde girl who is supposed to be tutoring James's fucking sister, Steve, whatever the fuck, his younger sister. Then he comes in. He comes in and he's like, "What are you doing in my house?" And the blonde girl's like, "I'm tutoring your sister." Did you see he just vanished like that?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
You got to remember, he got stalked all the way to the house. Steve got stalked all the way to the house just to find out that this hot blonde girl's in his house, and he's like, "What are you doing here? I just got stalked on the way home. Can you guys make this any creepier? Like, if you're trying to turn me on, this isn't working."
Well, here's a weird thing too, is that he's like, "Where's my sister? She's upstairs asleep. Why are you still here then?
Why are you still here? She's old enough to look after herself. She's obviously in her 20s.
I had this girl who lived down the street from me, and she had a crush on me, and she would always come up with excuses to come to my house. And I was like, "You don't need to come to my house." And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to your house to like see your grandma because she was in town." I said, "Well, she's not at my house." She's like, "Okay, then I'll just come by." I'm like, "What? No."
I just want to go up to Lookout Point, maybe, you know.
I just want to go to the lookout backyard or downstairs bedroom. I'm like, "Nope, you're not going to get this." I was like, "You're not going to get this, wiener."
Just weren't blunt about it, you know?
Dude. So then she goes to the bathroom to take a shit with the door open.
Yeah.
Did you see that? She left the door open while she's fucking dumping. And then that's when she comes out with her titty out like that, and you're just like, all right, but still, you can't come back from fucking. You can't go blow up a bathroom and come out and be like, "Hey, what's up? You see this nipple?" No.
Can you imagine? He hears the whole thing, and he's just all of a sudden she opens the door with her shirt hanging out. She's like, I want you. But the smell from the bathroom hits you like a ton of rocks, and you're like, oh Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's exactly what the fuck she did. And he's like, I know what you did in there. Like, no.
No,
like,
I know what you did in there.
Dude. So then, like, what's blue balls for women?
I actually don't know.
Okay, so I have no fucking idea what it is, but fucking Lorna was a blonde girl, or the hot blonde girl. She gets blue balls, and she tries to fucking attack James and, like, murder him.
Yep.
Because he's like, see, he heard her what was going on in the bathroom, and when she came out ready to get down, he's like, nah, you know, you need to do something else real fast. Like, here's a random and weird question. What's the time limit between dumping and getting down?
You know, that's a hard one. You know, it really depends on, I think, how long you've known the person. Because if they're your wife or you're like your longtime girlfriend, you know, you live together. So I mean, it's nothing crazy. But if you if it's like the first date and you're trying to make a good impression, I wouldn't go straight to, you know, fecal town and then go down and get dirty, you know.
But let's just say, you know, I always fuck with Anthony about this. I was like, okay, you and your wife, okay, you guys went out to dinner, and then you're just like, all right, it's getting down time, and your wife's like, hold on, let me go take a dump real quick. And then she comes back, and you're just like, all right, let's do it. You know, like, it's the whole scenario, too, where, like, you know, you go to a public pool, and it's like, hey, everybody out of the pool, somebody took a shit in the pool. And then they're just like, okay, it's safe to get back in. Are you the first person that runs and jumps back into that pool? Or are you like, you know what, give it about 15 minutes.
There's a few people I would know that would be the first one jumping into that pool.
Dude, that was one of our questions.
Not going to be me.
Dude, exactly. You'd be like, you know why they kicked us out, right? Like, give it a little bit. Give it a couple minutes. Like, goddamn, man.
let the chlorine do its thing.
Dude, you're not going to jump right back in. Well, there used to be people that would, like, push their friend into the pool because, like, ha, 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 you got fucking that fucked up stuff on you, you know? So, funny story. The second girl I ever had sex with, this is the exact same scenario, how we fucking had sex. She invited me over to her house, and I was like, all right, that's weird. So I go to her house, and, like, the door opened like this, and fucking she's behind the door, like, on the couch. When I open up the door to get in, she's like, yeah. And she's like, attack. And she jumped off the back of the couch and tackled me, and I was like, oh, all right, this is happening. Yeah.
So do you have a little of a PTSD from this scene, or?
Yes. It was really fucked up, dude. Like, it was so fucked up. She's like, 1, 2, 3, attack. And I was like, what? And I look, and she's like, fucking monkey jumping off the top rope.
I'm wiping. What are you doing?
Dude, it was funny because, yeah, we used to call her, we were at a bar, and her boyfriend, like, fucking slapped her. And, like, I had no idea who she was. So I fucking stepped in and fucking, you know, fought the boyfriend. And from that point on, we became friends. And then one day I was watching my brother's house, and she's like, I live here. And I was like, I live on this corner. You live on this corner. And she's like, well, come over and get me, and I'll hang out. That's when I went over to go get her. And she's like, 1, 2, 3, attack. And jumped off the fucking couch and got on me. And I was like, oh.
She might have been one of these blue ribbons. I would have watched out for her, dude. I don't know yet.
Yeah. But then I also realized that at some point in this movie, I was right, that when the kids get aroused, they fucking get super aggressive and just want to fuck shit up. You know?
Which I love that, like, doctor explanation. It's like, it overloads the pineal gland and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, so every time one of these kids gets a hard on, they want to attack somebody.
Could you imagine, like, waking up in the middle of the night, be like, and punching a hole in your wall? Like, what just happened? I was just fucking this big booty bitch.
As a kid, you have wet dreams. Could you imagine? Yeah, like, you're just sleeping, all of a sudden you have a wet dream, and you're like, oh, shit! Punch.
God damn it!
That's the third hole this week!
You know, say that you have, like, some, like, 8 dreams a night. You know, your dreams are only, like, 8 seconds long.
Really?
Could you imagine like waking up and be like, fuck? They'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm still in my room. And then go back and be like, what the hell? And then wait, oh, fuck, never mind. I'm still in my room.
Could you imagine you're having a fucking wet dream and all of a sudden your mom's checking on you and you wake up, oh, fuck, you punch your mom right in the face. Like, oh, shit, there goes grandma. There goes mom.
Troy, you can in your mom. Dude, so then
boys will be boys.
Right. Your dad's like, that's my son.
That's my son. I hit your mom too. Yeah.
He's like, wait a second, but I'm usually awake when I do that. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, he was probably just having a dream that the dishes weren't done or something.
I guess mean mugging my son worked. He's learning from the best.
He's like, yes, I've done something with my life. And then he calls his parents. He's like, you see, Dad, I did it. Like something.
Mastered the art of sleep hitting. I'm proud of you, son.
God damn, that's a new martial art. He's like, how about you come over? You want to fight? Yeah. Okay, I'll be asleep around 2:00 this morning. Come over then. I dare you. Like, how fucked up. So then Chug follows, Rachel is the hot goth chick. Chug follows Rachel into the boiler room like a creep. And pins her up against this fucking thing and goes in manually. And he sweet but dirty talks her like he's got game. And then
what is it? This is the first time we hear "give up the play for Chug."
Yeah, give up the play for Chug.
Ugh, so gross.
You should have named him Chucky. He's like, wanna play? I mean, like give up the play for old Chug.
Give up the play for Chug, because he does that weird neck thing later when he's all like messed up. Like, he sells it well.
He does.
It's just so fucking weird. Like, again, we talk like I embarrass myself so much on this fucking show. Like, I couldn't imagine like my wife, like, you know, do you guys dirty talk or anything like that?
Yeah.
You know, like, could you imagine if your wife is like, talk dirty to me? It's like, yeah, it's 3rd down and 10th, baby. And your wife be like, you know what? Let's just go to bed. I have a headache.
6.
Well, you just get a tap on the shoulder. Sir, you're at the company party right now. You can't be talking like that.
Am I going to go for 2 or am I going to kick the extra point?
Exactly. Like, ooh, do it. But then at the same time, if your wife was like, oh, yeah, you're wide open in the end zone, baby, go for 2. Like, oh, here we go. Hold on. Like, how fucked up that'd be.
The one thing that really bothered me with that scene is that they, you know, usually when movies do like a kind of like a rape scene or something, they just kind of like insinuate it. They showed the full groping and everything. Like they gotta zoom in on that. Like
sometimes you gotta go in, man. Dude, my friend, that was his pickup line. There was I wasn't joking when I was like, that picture from that party was probably taken from my cell phone in fucking 96. Dude. We had these girls that they probably weren't the hardest people to get into bed with, you know? And so they were arguing one night at one of our parties and like, whose tits are bigger? And you're like, clearly you can see whose tits are bigger. Like, you know? But my buddy, he goes, you know what? I'm going to have to go in manually for this one. And then they fucking just let him. And you're just like, that's all he had to say was, I'm going to go in manually for this one. They probably have never heard such a big word as manually, and that probably just made them fucking get blue balls or whatever, blue lips.
Whoever this guy is, he's a legend, dude. That's a legend thing.
That's a fucking beautiful pickup line. There's so many things he said, like, we'll have to do it after we're done recording. I'll tell you some more of these lines, but I'm going to have to go in manually for this one. And you're like, that worked. Like, what the fuck? You know? But Chug, the only thing I learned from that fucking scene was that he and the fucking football team need to get into a circle jerk ASAP, so that way they quit fucking murdering people in the town.
I mean, can you imagine? I think that'd be the weakness. That would be the weakness. They all just get into a circle jerk and they all get violent with each other because they're circle jerking. So they all punch each other.
But at the same time, what if they hurt? Did you ever see Key and Peele? Where the officer was like looking for DNA and he was masturbating everywhere. And then he saw the other guy across the way masturbating. And they got into a fucking masturbating contest to see who could do it faster. Like, because the first person to finish would have I don't know, solve the case or something. That's what the fuck. What if there's like, you're not gonna get me? Oh, it's fucking, 4th and inches. So am I. And then you fucking finish, and then you guys are back to being cool. Your fluids are released, and you fucking don't need anything to do.
That's the problem. They're the fluidnators, dude. They don't want any fluids. That's the thing. Like, they're Terminators sent back in time to basically stop the
fluidnators.
Stop the fluid.
So, what the fuck? Razor. They kept saying razor in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you down, razor. What the fuck does that mean?
I old 90s term meaning cool, I guess. I mean,
no fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh, so Eric's like 10 years younger than us. So, you know what my son told me the other day? He was watching this dumb shit on YouTube, and I was like, it's not even funny. He goes, you're a Gen X. That's why it's not funny. And I was like, do you remember me flinching at you when you were a baby? That's part, Yeah, that's an excuse of why his nerdy fucking YouTube shows. I was like, that's not funny. He's like, you're Gen X. You just don't have a sense of humor. And I was like, I don't have a sense of humor. You're fucking dad. Yeah, dude. So then anyways, they fucking watch this DVD of Gavin who's paranoid, and then come to think, I think at this point I realized, like, this is that motherfucker from Terminator 3. I was like, so now you're coming back. You're worried about virgins with fucking blue ball steroids, and you're not going to tell anybody about the fucking robots coming into the world to kill everybody, And so then James and fucking, what was her name? The goth chick, fucking Rachel. Ray, whatever the fuck. They're like, hey, let's get on a ferry. And you're like, can you do that as a minor? Just, hey, what are you guys doing at 1 a.m.? Let's go on a ferry ride. I don't think you can, right?
It questions these kids. Apparently,
I know there's a lot of free reign.
And then like at one point they take that ferry, and then they end up going to like the insane asylum.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, let me get this straight. Like, we're super hell-bent on stalking our prey as blue ribbons, but we have no idea that they're going on a ferry to go see the daughter of Callahan or whatever his name is. They're not trying. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and that was the thing.
No,
is that another thing? James cries in front of fucking Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
And that's showing that weakness. So now he's never going to get in that ass like he's been planning on,
Apparently the rules of logic don't work in this, because he still gets the girl at the end anyway. I mean, like...
I know. Well, I think what they're trying to set up here is like the trauma bonding. It's like...
Oh, yeah.
Gavin is like...
What was her trauma bonding?
Like, Gavin is her brother, basically. Like, she didn't have a family, so Gavin became her family.
Yeah, where the fuck is her family?
Flaws. Yeah, I know. Like, it's weird, right? But like despite that, like, despite all his flaws, Gavin is her family. So He lost a brother, she lost a brother, and they're now trauma bonded. Which, when you talk about trauma bonding, it's like, if you're talking about one of the strongest bonds that you can have, it's a trauma bond.
Oh, I thought it was heroin.
So that's like that one. That one made sense to me, at least. Like,
nothing has bonded me more than when I had to inject black tar heroin into my friend's asshole, so there's no tracks. Don't get closer than that. So, Eric, what are you doing this weekend, man?
Yeah, I guess my weekend just became free. So,
all right, here we go. So, yeah, and then did you notice that when they went to that psych ward, nobody's working? They're just walking around and seeing all these fucked up people.
I work in the psych ward, and this psych ward is frightening. Like,
dude,
I work in a bad one too. Like, the types of patients we get, and like this one, it's like you have people that get so much time to themselves they can pull all their teeth out. You have somebody brushing their teeth who looks like Jim Carrey's stunt double.
Jesus.
I really like the fact that how Rachel just backhands this mentally handicapped girl. Like, she just straight up just like Like, damn, okay. Like, she got a mean right hook.
Dude, she fucking KOs that bitch to shut her the fuck up.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that was Shaganigan's fucking Callahan's daughter.
Yeah.
Like, ooh,
Dr.
now you're in
Caldecott.
big trouble.
Calgertz or something?
Edgar Caldecott. It's
He's
his
the
daughter.
guy. He's the guy from fucking the Fall of Usher House or wherever the fuck.
Does anyone else think his last name sounds like something from Harry Potter, like "Thou we shall not speak"? The name, like Gallagher.
No, Callahan. That's the guy from fucking Tommy Boy.
Oh yeah,
Callahan. He makes brake parts for Americans, for the American people. Yeah. So then James and Ray, whatever, Rachel, like at the gas station, and that cop starts coming up and starts asking them questions. And then the janitor comes up, and then this is the part. Did you guys notice this? That they zoomed in on the cop's face when he wasn't talking, but they put in audio, and the cop says, "What are you doing?" Like if you could see my face, like, "What are you doing?" No, you can't say "What are you doing" and not move your lips, but they did it. And so to make sure that I was right, I remember rewinding the movie and watching it. And so it shows the fucking, because the officer was like harassing him, and it goes over to the janitor, and he comes out of the fucking whatever, his car with the 18 radios. You know what? That could, and we'll get back to that. And then it goes right back to the cop, and the cop's face is like this. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And you're just like, wait a second, that cop didn't say that. And so I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in that meme where it's like, dude, I 100% did that. It was amazing. But
it's just one of those really bad Japanese movies. Like, they're just like,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude.
I mean, they could at least done like a cutaway to like somebody else's face as he's saying the line to like hide it.
Yeah.
It was just hilarious because then, whatever. I think the janitor beats that guy's ass. You know,
he knocks him over the head.
Drives all those kids off the cliff with that radio that like they don't like.
No, not yet.
Oh, yeah,
this is still at the gas station. And so then James, he goes to his house and gets his sister.
Oh,
and then that's when he realized that his parents have signed him up for that program.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And then all the jocks are like standing on his yard getting ready to beat his ass, and the parents are still like, "This is a good idea."
Yeah,
you know.
This is a good idea. I think we should sign our kid up to get his ass beat. You know, I didn't mean hug him enough when he was a baby. So,
did you notice when somebody was beating his ass, when people were trying to get him, somebody's like, "Oh yeah, take it, Steve," and you're like, "What? Hold on a second. I have never once was fighting somebody. I was like, "Yeah, take it, Carl." What? No. You don't say that when you're fighting people. You know?
Kind of like a dickhead
Depends on what kind of fighting, I guess. Yeah, take it, Carl.
You're like, take it. You know, that was a fucked up thing. You know? Oh, yeah, this is where I think I took my notes and I said that I finally realized who Gavin was at this point in the movie. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's that fucking kid from Terminator 3, you know? And the doctors, like the doctor, Callahan or whatever, he was like punching James in the face, like, "You're gonna be a good kid." And fucking trying to take him to fucking get to become a good kid. He's like, "You're gonna get A's. You're gonna go to Harvard, you piece of shit." And he's all fucking mad about it, like trying to take him down, right?
And then, I gotta say, like, Steve, when he gets dragged into like the room for like the blamewashing starting, he grabs that knife off the table. Like, nobody saw him do that. Like there's
check his hands.
There's like two doctors that are holding him to put him in the chair, and nobody saw him take this knife. And why, if it was that easy to escape, why has nobody done it before? Like, Gavin was the most prepared out of all of them, and he couldn't do it.
And here's the thing, right? God damn it, Gavin he knew it was coming. Like, you didn't have an escape plan? God damn it. He was too busy fighting fucking robots, all right? Give him a fucking break. But here's something. Like, what was the benefit of it? What was the benefit of doing this? You just have a fucking town full of fucking testosterone-filled virgins in your fucking town?
Apparently.
Like, what's the fucking benefit of it?
I guess you'll run out of situations where people get murdered because they get strong sexual feelings for other people when everybody thinks the exact same way. It's like Children of the Corn.
Exactly.
No, I think that, like, it's kind of like if you're just like, okay, if you went to like downtown Chicago, where like the murder capital of the entire universe, if you gave everybody a gun, crime rates would go down. Nah.
No, they'd go up.
I don't think that would work.
It'd be the OK Corral.
Okay, if you gave him a 6-shooter, nope. Okay, give him an Uzi. No, give him an AK. No, if you gave everybody, hear me out, in downtown Chicago a fucking bazooka, then
there wouldn't be a
would,
city left.
you know. And then here's the thing: I don't know how many doctor you guys have killed in your life, but James was just murdering doctors left and right as a fucking high school kid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's just a normal thing in New York, apparently.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, some of these doctors, they deserve it. You know, like they messed me up. What am I gonna do? I mean, this guy had it coming, dude. Like, I mean, how many kids you're gonna kidnap and then, you know, brainwash them to the point to where you're just like, become the ball, be the ball, and then you push off a cliff. I mean.
It's 1st and 10, you assholes. You gotta get into that scoring position.
Like, yeah. When I heard that be the ball, it was like, this makes no sense in the way they're saying it, but somehow somebody's gonna say it in like a
said be the balls
in like an important way later, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's what they meant.
It wasn't even like unless I missed it, there wasn't even a quote that this guy said earlier in the movie that would have made that make sense, but he's just like, be the ball, and it just pushes him off the cliff, and he's just like, oh, like it's okay, like, dude, it doesn't even
I never even got to see it, phantasm, and then he dies. Yeah.
So they claim. You don't see him hit anything, he just goes, oh, and it's fine. He's like, oh, okay, dude.
Here's something, like, I hope this doesn't ever happen to me, but I'm prepared for it. But they get into the truck to leave, and then the jocks are like blocking the road, and they're like, "Oh, well, I guess we got to stop." No, you fucking don't.
No, you can run them over.
Right.
What's going to stop? Are you going to get? It's kids. It's high school kids. Unless that fucking blue ball gave them super.
This will stop them.
Exactly. We have blue ball strength. That's not a real thing. And then you run them over.
No,
right?
they have the strength because they keep saving their fluids, dude. That's why.
Yes, we can bench press 8 tons. You're like, what the fuck?
You know,
just have sex, goddammit.
I think, what if this movie's a warning? Like, what if they're telling us the more we save our fluids, the stronger we get? Like,
they should have, like, at the end been like, you know, inform your fucking jocks of double Dutch rudders. Like, and then everybody will be safe.
I do want to talk about the ending for this movie for a second. Like, wait.
It's not. Give us 2 seconds.
Oh no.
Oh. No, because then the janitor. This like we talked about it. Like, the janitor comes through and he saves the day. This movie. Who wrote this movie?
Hold on.
Well, I really don't care. I guarantee you that whoever wrote this fucking movie has been a janitor at a high school in their fucking life. And there's like, I need to fucking write something where, like Anthony and I are thinking about making a movie about 2 nerd podcasters. Where would we get that idea from?
Because you were in podcasters. So, I mean,
you can say we're nerd podcasters because that's the funny thing. No fucking thing. Like, I was waiting for all of a sudden the janitor to like rip open his shirt and have like a giant J on his chest and fucking fly off into the fucking moon or something, and him have superhuman strength like fucking Black Adam and Superman.
Yeah.
Never in the history of fucking movies has there been like, hey, you know what? the janitor is the fucking superhero. No, he's not.
Yeah, I know it was an odd choice. But I do like the multi-layered Pink Floyd reference because you see.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
The speaker wall of giant speakers, and then as he's driving off, he says, "Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone."
Yeah,
I actually really did like that. I thought that was actually very clever.
Yeah. So that was super awesome. But the only thing cooler was that for some reason there was like a dirt bike right there with keys in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then fucking, yeah. Do you guys know how to ride motorcycles?
But I don't. Well, okay, maybe I do a little bit. I used to ride dirt bikes as a kid, but it's been so long I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, but he's riding like a pro, like getting back to because he has his fight with the doctor, right? And then he does the be the ball thing. And then he gets on the bike and he's riding back like he's like a pro BMX rider through the woods.
He does a couple epic jumps.
That's the scene I want to talk about for a second because there's this part to me that hit me like a ton of bricks at the end of this movie where it really finally hit me like, how old do these teenagers think they are? Because Rachel's like to Steve like, oh my God, where are we gonna go? Where is home? And he's like, wherever home is. It's like, what do you plan on doing? Like, they're like, we're just gonna run away. Like, we're just like, what do you think you're doing? You still have parents back at the house. Like, where the fuck are your parents? Like, you just kidnapped. It's not like your parents just consented to you being part of the program. You legitly got kidnapped by this dude. My parents signed me up, but do I want to go back home? Like, what do we like? How old do these kids think they are? Like, what are you going?
That's what I said, dude. Like, this is always really fucked up. Like, I'm not violent. I can handle my own, but I wish as an adult that a motherfucking high school kid would say something to me. I'd be like, bitch, are you fucking kidding? Like, no. And then, like you said, all of a sudden he like does the epic jump onto the ferry because, like everything, like he misses the ferry and then he does a fucking jump and lands on the ferry. And then he's like looking around for her, like, oh, is she here? Is she here? You know she's there. And then there's like, okay, let's start a new life. You guys are 17 years old, maybe 18. If you're stupid, you might be 19 in high school. But guess what? I know for a fact y'all are fucking virgins.
Right.
So you guys are just going to be like, like, dude, they're planning on just fucking having the rest of their life together. Could you imagine like how fucked up it was? Like, hey, Dad, how did you and Mom meet? Well, son, I murdered a bunch of doctors and I saved her. But that morning, the hot blonde girl took a dump in my fucking bathroom with the door open, and I had to fight her. And
but you imagine, like as you said, like they jump off this boat, right? Mm-hmm. But like, obviously they're still in high school, so they never even graduated. Where are they going? Like,
yeah, really.
Exactly. And then at fucking the end of the movie, it cuts to motherfucking Michelle Pfeiffer in Dangerous Minds, and Gavin is a fucking professor now. 2 days ago, that bitch had a C- grade. And now he's a professor?
How far in the future this was?
I think it was Monday. Based on the beginning of the movie.
I mean,
it looked like it was Monday, dude.
Yeah.
Based on the movie, I'm pretty sure that he fucking started that job Sunday at 11:30 at night, and he had to be to school by 6 a.m.
It does look like the next day. Yeah, but no, I think that was a throw-in because one of the things is they didn't like is that Gavin dies in the audience scores. So
who fucking died?
So Gavin apparently dies in the original version. So they had
the only way that people die in this movie is if their balls explode.
Well, all of them fell off the cliff. So.
Oh yeah, they did. Never mind.
I don't know how you. But
hey, let's make a vow, okay, guys? If I ever die and my balls are exploded, say I did something cool, like I fought a tiger or something.
Yeah, he was trying to fuck the tiger and his balls exploded.
No, all right. Eric's out of the circle of safety. Me and you make a vow. You know, like there's like, you know how like people like die from like being heartbroken.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, his balls were too blue, and it infected his heart, and he died. Like, what? Just release that shit. God damn. Like, isn't that fucking hard, man? Well, I don't know. I've been getting fucking hand G's since fucking 8th grade. So, like,
But yeah, no, that overall I liked the movie. I thought it was a fun movie. But you know, it was a fun movie. Like I enjoyed it. It was a good little fun, definitely an X-Files type movie, and I enjoyed it. It was fun.
it was
It was
short for
ridiculous.
sure. It was weird how short it was. Sorry, what? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. It was ridiculous at times, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Yeah, I'd watch it again.
Yeah, like if so my son, he's only 11, so I haven't exposed him to nudity yet. He's watched fucking blood and violence and everything like that, you know. But if it wasn't for the nudity, he would watch this movie. Like I thought it was funny. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, guess what? If you get a B, this is what I'm gonna do to you. You know? But I thought, yeah.
Nudity, is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
You're gonna put something behind your eye. You'll never get a B again.
That's so weird too. Like they pulled it out and it was like a fucking drywall anchor, and you're just like, you put that in somebody's eye?
Well, see,
like,
that's the
God
thing.
damn.
I would believe this because if you watch that, like what is it? The second season of Dr. Death. It's
What
about,
is that?
It's on Peacock. Yeah, it's like about this Italian surgeon that uses artificial windpipes to basically replace your natural windpipe, and
To
it's
sing beautiful opera?
well, no, like for like people that are having like chronic problems with their windpipe, and like he's using different materials the entire time. He's not testing anything. He's literally just putting it in people and being like, "Oh, that didn't work. Let's try this." And it's like there's to just keep changing materials and try new things.
That sounds like something that happened a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But no, it was funny. I liked the movie, and I've told Anthony, Eric, you didn't know this. I was with a girl for like years, and she did not like scary movies. So for like those years that we were together, I missed out on a bunch of scary movies. And so when my wife and I first started dating, like I was like, hey, let's watch a movie. And it was always scary movies and horror movies. And I was like, the fact that she's still with me, it's clearly not because my looks. Like
I disagree.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I always joke, I was like, dude, I couldn't imagine like being with a girl when we first started dating. And she's like, all right, for the next 7 months, all we're doing is watching nothing but romantic movies. I'd be like, this is fucking boring, But for like the first couple of weeks that we were together, I was like, I haven't seen these horror movies, like fucking Constantine or whatever the fuck that is, The Village, like all these fucking movies, And I was like, you know what? Fucking she's a keeper. And we're still together.
Hell yeah. No, I just drag my fiance to these movies. I'm like, you like it or not? You're coming with me. And she's like, okay.
No, but it was funny. It was funny. If it wasn't, that's the only thing that the reason Kane didn't watch it was because, it had that nudity scene. But other than that, I thought it was funny, man. I thought it was good.
Solid.
So I got a question for Eric real quick.
Yeah.
You've been in a bunch of movies. You've been in serious movies, Yeah. If we were to say something like that about a movie that you were in, like, nah, dude, I thought it was funny, would that like offend you?
No, honestly,
okay.
I think everybody is entitled to their opinion. Honestly, movies are art in my opinion. So one person's opinion is going to vary from somebody else's opinion because everybody takes art a different way. And this movie is aged quite for a while now, about 20 something years now, 30 years.
years old, yeah.
20, yeah, this movie's aged. I mean, we think differently about the 90s than we did in the current 90s. I mean, as the movies get older, the more they're going to have an audience or a cult following or people that are going to say things about it. And, but to me, no, I was just happy to be a part of it, and honestly, it's not really the actor's direction. It's the director's direction. I'm just told to say this line, do this thing, be like there, and that's it. However it comes out in the editing room, that's on the director, that's on the editing team. I have no control over that. So no, it doesn't bother me.
All right. No, like I said, like, I mean, we try to, obviously we talked earlier this week and I was like, dude, no, like, art is art. How you just mentioned, like, it's fucking beautiful. Yep. Everybody does it. They put in their blood, sweat, and tears for it, but I think that I come off wrong when I was like, no, it was funny. It was good. Like, I think everything is funny. I always try to find a laughing moment in everything. So
I think what people need to realize is that if you can't laugh at your own movie or you can't laugh at something, like, then you don't belong in the business. Like, you're gonna make a failed movie eventually. Not
even in the business, dude. In fucking life.
Like, if you can't accept your failures, then it's not for you. Not every movie you make is gonna be top tier. Oh my God, this is the best thing ever made. You're gonna have flops, and I mean, look at the new Snow White for a minute. Like, that thing was a flop. I mean, but what is Disney going to do? They're going to go back to the drawing board and remake another one. So they're like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So, you just got to learn from your mistakes and move on. Like, it's, people can be cruel.
Not us.
No, not us.
We try to. It was like, you know what? Mean mugging babies. I'm going to go to the maternity ward tomorrow. I'm going to start off with a fifth of fucking scotch and go to the closest maternity ward and be like, you don't know me. And do
it. You're right, sir. We don't know you. Security.
That's what. I'll dodge and weave like this. So, but all right, man. I super appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking great times. We'd love to have you on again.
I would love to be on again, man. I thank you guys for inviting me. Seriously, this was great. This was really fun.
Yeah, we should fucking do the live one where we watch the movie.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Oh man,
I'm gonna do one last quick shout out before I go. For anybody out there that wants to check out some films, I've been in Teddy Told Me To. And there's another one coming up from Plan 10, which is Nameless, from Tom Devlin. Really highly recommend you guys check that out. It's going to be streaming really, really quickly here, real soon. I think it's going to possibly be on Tubi or any other streaming service that you guys can possibly find. So look them up. I really highly appreciate if you gave them a watch and have some fun with them because that's what they're there for. So thank you.
Yeah, guys. No, if anybody wants to follow you or, see what you're doing, what's your exact home address, type of stuff.
Social security number, my mom's name,
your blood type. Where can they follow you?
Honestly, I don't have much social media. I got I keep getting stalked every time I go on there, so I had to stop. So as of right now, I don't have the social media set up. I did have the Instagram, and I do have Facebook. If you would like to add me on Facebook, feel free to. I'm a very open guy. I like making new friends. So let me come find me on Facebook, and I'll be happy to add you.
All right.
Awesome. Ready to close it out?
Thank you again, man.
No, thank you guys. Seriously, this was a blast.
Thanks for wasting your time with us.
This was the best Saturday afternoon I could have had in a long time, so I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for listening, and we will talk to you next week.
Heck yeah.